Hello everyone and welcome back once again to the Mania 7 Key World Cup 2023. This time for the last match of the day. This losers brackets encounter between Spain and Canada. Today I'll be commentating Juan Crystal alongside Sparky. How are you doing for this interesting match?
I'm doing absolutely fantastic. Gotta love seeing teams as stacked as these two going at it for their tournament lives. As you mentioned, we got Spain going up against Canada here. iTor98, Moxie, Crew K Fanboy, and Not PX going up against the roster of Lelpop, Mr. Moo, Harambe Fanboy, and Dale940. Both squads fighting really hard for their place here so far, but one of their runs will come to an end in the semifinals. It'll be very exciting.
It really is. It's Europe's last hope, as France got knocked out earlier today. So did Brazil, so no more South American countries either. Canada still have the United States to root for in case they are eliminated for their own sort of continent, if they will, the North American one. But I mean, if you're Canadian, you're surely hoping to go through this stage and still have chances to win it all. Hello, Asia. Sure. It's looking really solid this tournament, as they always do for the 7 Key World Cup.
Yeah, that being said, there already have been some pretty interesting results in terms of maybe the European, North, South American continents pulling off some upsets against teams that were probably more favored in the earlier rounds. As we make our way through here, looks like Spain gonna be banning out LN2 here to start things off, and Canada responding with ludicrous speed. Rice 1 being eliminated right out of the gate here.
Not too big of a surprise to see this kind of bans. Canada, after all, did fairly well on lens.
Yeah, historically a very good LN-oriented roster. Can definitely hang with the Rice charts as well, but against Spain, you probably want to keep those away for as long as possible. Definitely very formidable on that side of the map pool. You wonder if the hybrids are going to start to be the difference maker against these two lineups in particular.
It could be. I mean, Canada definitely needs to take at least some of the Rice picks if they want to avoid the hybrids at all. But I see the game plan being just the usual expected Rice versus anti-Rice thing, with Spain being the Rice favorite team and Canada being the LN favorite team, and eventually transition into hybrids. That seems to be the main course of action here. Although Canada banning one of the most straightforward Rice picks makes me wonder if this will be as close, because if you're the weaker team in Rice, or you're the expected weaker team in Rice, you're usually banning the higher end instead of the lower end, I will say. So, interesting choice that they decided to go for ludicrous speed. But anyways, we're gonna see Alliance as expected. Alliance is the strength of the Canadians, so we'll see if it works out against either and Crew K Fanboy, which I imagine both will. No, actually, Crew K will actually be leaving for this one. This makes sense. Itor's being the main man for Spain, staying pretty much on every single pick. Crew K for the Rise, Not PX for the Alliance.
Yeah, definitely setting their compositions very early on. Like you were saying, unsurprising that Canada goes for LN3 here. A bit more of a density-oriented LN pick. Has definitely taken some players for a bit of a ride. Looks like these are going to be the lineups going up against each other. iTor98 and Not PX for Spain. Harambe Fanboy and Mr. Moo for Canada. The players are ready. We are going to get into this first map of this best of 11. First team to 6 points will be seeing themselves to the second half of this losers bracket semifinals. Loser will be going home.
And winner will have to play another match as well this weekend. They will be playing tomorrow. For now, let's focus on this one specifically. duplicated collab map by Jinjin, obviously.
And
Well,
Mr.
not
Move
just by
finding the
Jinjin,
first.
obviously.
Yeah, Mr. Move finding the first break here to start this map off. A couple of breaks are traded back by not PX here, but is going to hand Spain a bit of an advantage to work with off the back of Aitor standing tall above everybody else with that 99.7. Harambe Fanboy does find the break as well, going into the second quarter of the chart, going to help stabilize this advantage that Spain has built here.
Single are missed by Mr. Moose, the main difference maker here, but that's not PX is dropping quite a bit of accuracy and drops in between. Scores are getting closer and closer, and Aitor's consistency certainly paying off for them. Harambe and not PX trade a little bit more. Score seems to be stable. So only for so long, really, as they are both struggling, not PX and Harambe. Mr. Moo, who's the highest accuracy of Canada, finds a break right before the break too, so Spain looking a little bit sharper in this pick, despite the, well, I was about to say the full combo from Aitor was keeping them afloat. But even with the miss, they still will be in the lead for a bit. They need to hold this accuracy that they have, this advantage in that regard, and the combo won't matter too much so long as they don't fully collapse, I think.
Yeah, for sure. And now with a full combo reset on the side of Canada, going to help extend this lead for Spain. It was like a little bit dicey there going into the back half of the chart, but I think this density pick is starting to catch out Canada a lot more. Finally traded back eventually by Aitor, but the damage is being done. Both Harambe Fanboy and Mr. Move finding multitudes of misses, not able to get back up over that 400 combo cap, able to stabilize here. And as this chart comes to an end, a final drop by Aitor, followed closely behind by Mr. Move and Harambe. Yeah, not going to change anything, and Spain going to pick up the first break point in this match and make it 1-0.
I was about to mention that Aitor's misses were very, very clean. His accuracy is really high there with only 14 200s. 977k on a map like this is very, very strong.
Yeah, for sure. Able to keep Spain ahead, backed up by not PX on the couple of drops they did find. Able to work their way through, almost able to make it back over the 99% mark. But it will be Spain's pick, and unsurprisingly, they're going to go straight for the upper half of the map pool. Rice 2 coming out, Seekus going to be their first pick in this match.
Yeah, going for Sekus, like we said here. And I mean, that was a good start for Spain. You always like to start with breakpoints.
Yeah, for sure.
It would come down, I think, to mostly Aitor here on this Rice department. Of course, they have maybe a better upper hand that they have on the LNs. Like on the LNs, they really depend on Aitor to do well. Although you could argue on the last LN pick, not picks also had a better score than both of the Canadians, but his accuracy was a bit more comparable. So it could be sort of a coin flip. It's just that Aitor is such a big name in the 7K scene as well, a big veteran of tournaments. I remember him having some injuries in the past who hindered him on previous 7K World Cups, but he's in full shape this time around, and that's certainly helping Spain produce the results they did across this tournament so far.
Yeah, for sure. Able to stay injury-free for this go-around, and it really has been paying off in spades. And we see substitution on the side of Canada. Dale checking in for the Canadians to contest on this Rice pick. Unsurprising, they have been the Rice backup for Mr. Moo in most of the Rice category. So we'll see how they do here. Same duo for Spain, Aitor and not PX.
Interesting not to see Crew K Fanboy for this one, but not PX will be the man for the job. We'll see if it works out. So far we see double 100% there by Aitor and Dale for a little bit. Actually Dale, not Dale, but you know, I get mixed when I see Spain and then try to do Spanish. But in any case, close start for now. The map's not picking up too much intensity just yet, so it makes sense that the scores are a bit closer, with the sharp shooting accuracy from Canada being a little bit better.
Yeah, paying off for the moment a very slender lead, but a lead nonetheless as Spain starts trying to make some inroads in it. It's going to come down to who can keep consistency, and Dale going to be the first one finding the drop as the density starts to crank up just a little bit here. Going into the second third of the chart, both FCs still intact on the side of Spain. It is Mr. trying to do a bit of damage control at the moment. Highest accuracy for the Canadians, 99.74, but Aitor 2/10 ahead at that 99.9 mark is going to make it very hard to make some inroads in this lead that Spain has built up.
This is the thing with Aitor and this kind of maps that you can tunnel vision through. With the Scorch streams, he has played so many, he built so many muscle memory, he just powers through it all. And although NotPX is struggling a little bit with accuracy, a miss or two from him could definitely swing this score lead pretty much instantly, as the third of the map still remains. This accuracy from Aitor is still putting them ahead, mostly off the back of the miss by Dale as well, who's now going to miss once more as the density picks up into this core stream, which is the last one, very long one, and Moo, NotPX both get lost in it. But as long as Aitor just keeps up with this, there's no change. There's just no gonna be a change in the score lead here. The Spanish team will be taking this point as well.
Yeah, last sliver of chart left to go. A final draw from NotPX. Not going to make much of a difference here. The damage was done in that middle portion of the chart. The Canadians finding the combo resets were able to get back up with our 400 combo cap, but not going to be enough here on Mr. Moose sealing the deal, and Spain capitalized successfully on that breakpoint to make it 2-0. And oh boy, what a score from Aitor there.
That's not just an amazing score, but also an incredible ratio. Like that's the most important part of that score. It's not just the 4 200s. He has half the 300 count of pretty much every player in the lobby, if not better. And that's apparently a PV. It seems Aitor is claiming that much on the multiplayer lobby. 994.5. It's ridiculous.
If there was ever a time to get the PV, it definitely better be in the match. What a run there. It's amazing what nerves can do to a performance like that. But it is going to be Canada's next pick. I wonder if they're going to change things up a little bit here, or if they're going to stick to their guns and go back down into that LN hybrid pool here.
That is what I'm talking about when I mean a tournament better and who can perform under this big pressure situations. That scores just like even better than Lost Schools, who was absolutely destroying the match against Brazil. Like every single map he was being the MVP by a mile. So Spain definitely proving they're still up for the task. We'll see if Canada can shrug this couple points they lost off a little bit and get back into it.
Yeah, it will be sticking to their guns indeed. LN1 going to be the pick, Lake Valor Remaster, and this one has been a bit of a nightmare for some of the players. This is release-oriented control to an extreme. This is a very hard map to get good scores on.
If a map just has the release/control tag on it, it's bound to be very, very difficult and very, very technically difficult. Like this is not the kind of map you see extremely fast patterns or extremely like dense portions. It's mostly about finger independency. It's mostly about the technicality of releasing at different timings and holding notes when they are on uncomfortable positions, as you have to press others. It's essentially the same deal that we are used to see on Forky, just that with 3 more columns it gets so much harder.
Yeah,
like it's insanely more difficult.
Yeah, it's very hard to read at points. And it will have to be these two rosters going at it. Crew K Fanboy checking in for Spain, Harambe Fanboy checking in for Canada. Gonna be the fanboy battle as we make our way into this third map of this best of 11. And already right out of the gate, like sure, the accuracies are gonna start to settle as the map progresses, but just seeing 98 right out of the gate, 96, 97s as well, just prove how hard it is to get your footing straight on a chart like this.
You just have to be paying attention so much to pretty much everything at the same time, because There is no release timings that are at the same time. Every single release is on a different timing signature, and that is so hard to keep up with because you have so many columns to take care of that you can just misread it and release the wrong finger quite easily, especially when it gets denser like this. You see people like Rookie Fanboy start struggling and find misses every now and then, and that's putting Canada on the lead. Despite the accuracy deficit they are currently holding, Harambe Fanboy's full combo is putting Canada on the lead. As long as
they hold on.
Performance, which is insane, by the way, 99.2 FC. It's very good on this.
Yeah, and Aitor next one, 2 falls. So no FCs on the side of Spain for the moment. Going to help balloon this lead for Canada. They have built up. Still a third of the chart left to go. Not out of the woods yet by any stretch of the imagination, but this is the healthiest lead that they have had so far this match as Kruke Fanboy finds yet another drop going into the last quarter, and it has been very hard chart to basically stabilize on. Harambe Fanboy does finally find the drop, but the damage is being done. So long as Mr. Moo can hold on to this FC run, highest accuracy in this lobby, and the full combo reset from Canada here.
Oh my god, do they have enough time? I think they do.
There's an eighth of the chart left to go. Kruke Fanboy about to hit the 400 combo cap, but they find the break as well. And that helps stem the bleeding, but this density starts to come back out. A chance for recovery. Harambe Fanboy.
Twice. But it rates.
Oh my goodness, this is way too close to call. Canada's starting to grow their lead again. And as the chart comes to an end, oh my goodness, that was too close to call.
So intense.
Arguably the calmest song, but has led to some of the most intense endings. And Canada managed to hold on to make it 2-1 now.
Oh boy. What a nerve-wracking performance here by Harambe Fanboy, really. Because he held the combo for so long, and that kept Canada afloat for so long as well. But the moment he missed, his score just skyrocketed in the wrong direction, really. Too many 200s there, but the 1700 combo certainly being enough for Canada to take the first point here. And man, do they need them. They really did need it. Going straight into electromagnetic retribution here. So Spain is just going to exhaust all the rice picks in order, I feel, at this point. They're going to go rice 2, rice 3, rice 4, rice 5, rice 6, until they either run out of picks, or they win the match, or they lose the match.
I mean, who knows? Maybe they'll pull a fast one on us, just be like rice 7, and we just pull some random map out of nowhere.
Imagine, right?
God, that would be insane. But
there's a tournament that does that. I think on Psycho it is that the map is completely random. Like you just say like, I don't know, this map, and then it just gets randomly selected. It's not that you can pick something.
Alrighty, but yes, it will be Rice 3 coming out here, Electromagnetic Retribution. And I think some substitutions are going on in the background. Gonna get the Rice core for both teams.
Getting a little bit of a faster choice compared to the previous rice pick rather we saw at 180. Now it's on the 200s. So certainly a step up in terms of speed. This is like a bit less dense compared to the previous rice pick we saw in comparison. Because it's faster, it's a little bit less dense.
Yeah, very.
That doesn't mean it's easier by any means. Like some players are better at coordinating the chord streams at lower speeds and sharpshooting their accuracies, but sometimes they just hit a limit, a dead limit of speed they can be comfortable playing with, and it doesn't matter how low the density is, it's just not very playable. We'll see if that limit is on the 200s for any of these four. I imagine they are all fairly well versed and very well capable of holding their grounds on this speed, but you never know. 204 is very fast for 7 key standards, so you have to deal with just overall bigger density. That the harder the VPM goes, then despite the density, there's still a lot more nodes in average, just for the 7 columns.
Yeah, for sure. So we'll see how they hold up here as we get into this fourth map. Not PX missing
Double
on the
stair miss.
burst. Yeah, very early on in the chart. So not going to do as much damage as if it were like halfway through. Everybody still trying to get up to that 400 combo cap. But Canada going to take that and run with it for the moment. 99.8 for them. But Dale trades that miss back. And now that Not PX is over that 400 combo cap, gonna be able to take some of this lead back. You'd imagine once Dale starts to recover. Oh, Aitor finds the break as well, though.
Have a little bit more gaps here to recover your stamina in between the streams, but that sometimes kills your potential to tunnel vision through this, and I believe that's what happened to Aitor over there, finding a break on those sort of broken chord streams. Certainly not good for Spain, as they are losing their lead that they once had at the start. They may be breaking themselves and tying the series. If Canada can keep up this performance, Mr. Moo certainly doing very, very well. Pretty much every map so far, but this one being the important one. They need a breakpoint to get back into this, and with the miss by Not PX, there's no full combos left on Spain, but Mr. Moo trades it, and score gap is still minuscular.
Yeah, everybody finding a break now. Dale and Aitor, highest combos in this lobby for the moment. But as Not PX starts to climb back up, starting to
going back and forward.
Ooh, but Not PX gonna find the break, and now the ball rolls back down the hill. Gotta climb back up once again. Last quarter of the chart left to go. Dale.
Oh, Dale, that's a big miss. Oh, it's back on Spain's hands now. But there's still some chart left as the combo caps are getting reached. A miss by Not PX can swing it, and it does. Will Canada take it? They need just a little bit more time for it. And it's shrinking, it's shrinking. Oh, it's flipping. Oh, it's Canada. It is Canada. They just need to hold the combo.
They're playing tug of war with this leaderboard. It is too close to call as we get down into the last couple of minutes. That is going to be Canada.
There's the breakpoint. 600 points. 613 points, is it? Or somewhere around those lines. It's certainly on the 600s. Wow. Oh, what a shocker there. That's a breakpoint and a half for Canada. They really needed it.
Absolutely needed that. And we are now tied 2-2 off of a heart-stopping performance from these four players. And we are now essentially in a best of 7. Oh my goodness. That was way too close to call.
Oh, it really was. Like, it really did seem like Spain was starting to take that lead back in their hands, but those couple misses by Not PX at the very end ended up costing. And despite this legendary score again by Aitor, very, very good 200 count, the misses across the board for Spain were a little bit too much. Canada back in it now with 2 maps won, one on the LN department, one on the Rice department. They're essentially equal to Spain as they did the same. But only one LN map remains, 3 Rice ones still up for grabs for Spain if they can keep them. It will come down to the hybrids, as you said, but instead of going for Pecorando, they are going for Kojaks, I think.
Yeah, I think they're gonna go for, I think that's Plastic Girls, our Kojak-oriented chart. So Rice 4 are going to be the
interrupting the Rice chain by Spain. With a breakpoint and now a pick by themselves.
Yeah, they just didn't want the potential for a Connect 4 to occur, so they're just putting the blue square in the way. So we see Crew K Fanboy checking in for Spain. Probably more accustomed to core jack picks of this nature. BPM increased to 130. Very hard to read your way through if you're not very intimately acquainted with the skill set. Very black and white area. Either you can do it or you can't. And I think the scores are going to reflect that.
I mean, now that the SVs are not a thing on 7 key, Korchaks might just be the most polarizing skill set that you can see between teams. Because usually you have the teams that are good at Rice, you have the teams that are good at Lens. Naturally, the teams that are good at Lens tend to be better at hybrids, but that's not always the case, but they tend to do. But without SVs, usually the wildcard pick is the Korchak pick, because it is so much physically demanding. And it's like we were talking about previously about the chord streams being trickier the denser they get or the faster they get. When in chord jacks, it's really just about the density and the speed and the motion, really. If you can do the motion at a certain point, density won't be that big of a deal. But if you reach your limit on speed, you just cannot play it at all. You just instantly get destroyed by the chart. We'll see if that is the case for these two teams on 130 BPM. Mr. Moo finding us breaking at the start, but won't matter too much, I feel. I don't think we'll see a three-way FC by the other players. I'm expecting misses.
I mean, you never know. Right now, 3 out of the 4 players holding on to the FCs so far. Dale a little bit ahead of both their Spanish counterparts in Aitor and Kruke Fanboy, but the tiniest of margins, 99.91 for them as Mr. Moose starts to climb back up. 99.74 for them. Gonna be able to start making some inroads in this lead as their accuracy climbs. But a double miss from Canada here is going to stop them in their tracks here, and that is devastating to their performance. Their team score overall, both Spanish players holding on to the FCs going to the back half of the chart, and this level of accuracy is maybe one step too far to overcome unless they start finding the drops here.
I want to remark Kruke's Fanboy's performance here, overperforming even Aitor himself. Very, very nice job on the accuracy department here. A bit shaky on this very dense section, but it doesn't discredit the fact he's still doing the FC and kept the lead on ratio by a long time. And as long as the combos are held here by Spain, this should be an easy win at this point, really.
Yeah, Dale finding another drop in this last quarter of the chart. And unless Spain finds a massive collapse here in this last sliver, you would imagine they're going to be able to hold on and take this breakpoint back. There's a drop from Kruke Fanboy, though.
Oh, it's not enough time here. The accuracy gap is a little bit too much as well. It's not just the combo. And Spain with a very, very respectable score here as a team. It's a V1 double S as well by Aitor. Insane performance here. Again, 995.8 thousand points. Insanely good time for a PV here by Aitor, as he's claiming. And very, very good score by Kruke Fanboy too.
Yeah,
PVs across the entire thing, it seems.
Everybody's just overperforming at the moment, but when all is said and done, whoever doesn't blink in that game of chicken ends up winning in the end, and Spain takes the lead once again, 3-2 now.
Well, now we're back to square one, really. This is essentially how the match started, just that it's a best of 7 instead of a best of 11. As Spain managed to break points against Canada once more, and they have their own pick to choose from. They only have 2 more rice picks, so if Canada can win their own picks, we will have to see hybrids in a way or another, because Spain can only pick 2 more rice picks, and then they're out of picks.
Yeah, I'll be interested to see how they pivot from that. I think right now the discussion is, do you go for Chronostasis or do you go for Uncharted Sky here?
I kind of want to make an argument for them maybe going for one of the hybrids instead. But no, they're just going to go for Chronostasis.
Yeah, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I mean, Electromagnetic Retribution can probably be written off a little bit. This one, gonna be interesting to see. I don't think anybody's picked this yet. I'm trying to recall the last couple of matches. I'm sure somebody will correct me if I'm wrong, but regardless, it will be Chronostasis coming out here. I don't think there'll be any substitutions. All 4 of these players very adept at a chart like this.
I think this was picked once, and it was China versus Indonesia. It was the first pick of the match, and it was by China. They won it, but the best score on the team was 968,000 points. So certainly one of the most challenging Rise maps in the pool.
Alrighty, we'll see if the players are up for it. MP Star Command comes out, 6th map of this best of 11. Canada looking to try and get that breakpoint back. And Spain looking to try and capitalize once again like they did to start this match off. Bring themselves 1 point closer to that coveted 6th point.
And this is a very challenging one. This is very harsh, very tactical, and it's OD 8.5, which doesn't sound like it's that big of a jump from OD8, which is the standard, but trust me, at this point, even 8.3 is already so much harder.
Yeah, especially when charts get as dense as this, Dale gonna be the first one to find the first couple of drops as this chart gets underway. You can tell the tricky nature catching the players. Nobody above that 99.7 mark like we're used to. Aitor gonna be trading that miss back, but very clean miss overall. Still able to stay ahead of Dale, but Dale's gonna be able to get back up with that 400 combo cap first and gonna be able to start making a dent in this lead if they can pick up their accuracy just a little bit. But a full team wipe from Canada. Crew K Fanboy does fall as well. There are no more FCs left in this lobby as we transition into the second third of this chart.
That was a huge drop there by Dale, though. And on the 98.6 really hindering his team a little bit, and also struggling with this sort of breakcore-ish bursty section. Very hard to read, very hard to time properly. And as though everyone is falling quite a bit, it is Spain who's taking advantage mostly off of it. And it's because Dales is a full percent behind the top performer of Spain here. And as many misses as Spain can produce, it won't really matter all that much with this accuracy advantage that they are holding. Very, very nasty patterns here. The trails being very, very tricky to hold, combo through. And this technical burst, insanely difficult to just coordinate and hold combo through it. But as we're through that main course, it's only the last quarter which is a bit simpler in comparison. Some misses will still be produced here by either. It won't matter really, this difference is so big. Like Spain is about 35,000 points ahead, and with barely any map left, and considering how challenging this is, I don't see Canada going very, very hard on this very ending. Although the brackets are tricky, every player is just completely getting destroyed by this part.
Yeah,
it won't matter at all.
Very hard pick overall, and despite all the trades, Spain come out on top and capitalize successfully on that next breakpoint to make it 4-2 now, with Canada up to pick next. The good thing is for Canada, they don't have to worry about that map anymore.
Again, it's solid performance here by Crew K Fanboy. I want to remark that much. The MVP for this one, and so is Mr. Mo. Mr. Mo is doing so much work here for Canada to have the chances. And they're surely getting some opportunities. It's just that Spain as a team is being a little bit more consistent. And Canada's just going to pull out the last bullet on the LN department. It's going to be LN4, the last LN. And Harambe Fanboy is going to join, of course, for this one. This is the cap's name, Pecorandom Brain. Nice difficulty name. I think it's a bit... it makes me laugh every time I say the difficulty name.
Yeah, very true. It's prone to doing that. And we'll be coming out here. And we see the substitutions coming in. As you said, Harambe Fanboy can be looking to
You made Idol laugh here, see? Oh my god.
It's just a funny song. Funny song, funny diff name.
Yes.
I guess one of the shorter maps in this pool, clocking in just under 2 minutes. Mistake's gonna be amplified. As this chart goes along, singular breaks can lead to thousands of points lost if you're not too careful.
I am the public enemy of fun. Yeah, he's the only one who didn't laugh. It makes sense. I see now.
That's fair. There's always gotta be the one, but
yeah,
players are ready. We're gonna get into this next chart.
Of course, the mandatory carrot background.
Everybody managing to make it through that opening burst relatively unscathed. You imagine as the chart progresses, everybody's gonna start to even out their accuracies a little bit. But for right now, the opening volley, Harambe Fanboy gonna be finding the first drop. Gonna hand a cushion to Spain to work with as we transition through this first quarter of this chart. A very dense chart to read through. So many staircases, everybody doing very well. Mr. Moo gonna be the next one to fall. Harambe Fanboy falls as well. Full team white for Canada to work with, gonna help expand this lead for Spain. Both Aitor and Crew K Fanboy up above that 99.4 range. And now back half of the chart to go here. Still more of the same. Harambe Fanboy gonna find another break as things calm down just a little bit here. Still very hard to read through some of these sections, and each burst that comes out gonna be causing more and more issues as they try and stabilize here. Mr. Moo doing well to build up their combo once again, but can't really do much when both players on the other side are holding on to their SCs for the moment. Last quarter of the chart left to go, and not much has changed here. Spain still firmly in the lead, but Crew K Fanboy is going to be finding the drop as we make our way through this last quarter.
That section got a little bit too dense for Crew K Fanboy to hold on through, but still in the 99s. And although Mr. Moo is certainly doing as much as possible here, so is Harambe, really. He came back into a big combo now, but it's a bit too late, really, with Aitos FC and a 987,000 points for him. It's just going to be another breakpoint for Spain, and now it's do or die for Canada. If they lose another map, they're out of the tournament. And overall, this was a very good team score by both teams. It's just that Spain, I'm honestly quite surprised by how good Spain did on this one. This is a extremely good team score for them, considering it's in theory not their strongest skill set.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely maybe outdoing themselves, and it's paying dividends right now, able to stave off this Canadian L in advance, able to take some breakpoints on a skill set maybe they weren't expecting to pick up some points on. And now Spain up to pick. Worst case scenario for Canada, giving over that breakpoint and match point situation to your opponent, where they can kind of try and put a nice little bow on proceedings here. You wonder if Uncharted Sky will be the final pick.
Oh,
but it's gonna be the Sixth Sense. Oh, here we go. One hybrid being chosen, breaking from the norms here. As we get it loaded up here. Nobody opting to go for Giselle just yet. Has been one of the more popular picks in this map pool.
They're still waiting for Uncharted Sky to be charted. I think that may be the reason.
True.
That's
actually true. It is still Uncharted. And will stay Uncharted in this match unless Canada can find the breakpoint to keep themselves alive at least another map.
Is it the first time we're seeing Lel Pop? I think so,
It
right?
is. At least for the moment, unless there's like a last second substitution, it will be Lel Pop and Mr. Moo. Playing for Canada, Aitor and Crew K staying put for the moment.
The secret weapon they are claiming. I wonder if that's the case for sure. I mean, they really need it. If they have a secret weapon, this is the moment to show it. Absolutely.
Yeah, the secret sauce to mix things up a little bit will have to be the performance of a lifetime and a bit more to try and force a tiebreaker against Spain. Worst case scenario for Spain is that they go to tiebreaker. And here we go.
We shall see if the Sixth Sense is sharp for Spain here, as they, for once, decided to not pick a Rise map and instead a hybrid. If it works, they will be facing Japan tomorrow for the last match of the weekend for them. And if they win that, they will be transitioning into the finals. So that would be great success, I think, for Spain. They have gotten top 6 in the past, but it would be very nice if they can do it once more.
Yeah, for sure. And as we make our way through this introduction, you imagine once again that the accuracies will start to even out. This is still very close to call everybody up in that 99.7 range. Spare for Lelpop, but they're gonna try and keep themselves in with a bit of a shout here. Maybe try and capitalize on any mistakes coming out from Spain. But for the moment, Spain working their way to a bit of an advantage here, just based on accuracy alone. 4 FCs still left on the board here as we make our way into the second quarter of the chart.
Not looking too bad for Canada so far. Surely Spain is on the lead due to accuracy, but as long as no misses happens, although Mr. Move finds the first one for Canada. Not great for them on this sort of wonky LN transitions in between with the base boosted drops, I guess, if you will. But Mr. Move, a bit of an inconsistency here. He was performing very, very well on previous picks. Of all maps, this one being the one he drops when his teammate see. Not great. There's a miss as well from Lelpop, and this hope for the Canadian team is starting to vanish a little bit as we enter into the second half. This difference is still recoverable. Eider and Kruke are just not looking to be showing any signs of mistakes happening anytime soon either.
Yeah,
Playing out of their minds.
If they were to hand back this lead, it's going to need to happen sooner rather than later. Canadian reset once again. Lelpop and Move finding some drops here as things start to calm down. Just a little bit of chance to catch your breath. Easier, lighter patterning overall. Still pretty tricky to navigate, but definitely much more readable compared to the more dense sections. But Mr. Move going to be finding another break, unable to make it back up over that 400 combo cap. But Kruke Fanboy does find a miss in return, but that's just a blip on the radar. Aitor does find a drop as well, but it is traded by Mr. Move, so unable to really make any inroads as we make our way into this last quarter of the chart. It's going to come down to if Spain can keep this together. Lelpop, highest combo in the lobby for the moment, might be able to make some inroads, especially with that drop here.
I mean, there's so short of a song remaining. It's very, very hard for Canada to recover here, but if they want some chance, they need to find Mrs. Valladolid right now. And it doesn't seem to be happening. The score lead is shrinking a little bit, but Crooked Fanboy finds the combo cap again, but a full wipe there again by Canada. Double miss by Lelpop and Mr. Moo. That's pretty much game over at this point. It is Spain once more who reigns triumphant against the Canadians. In this exact stage, Spain has performed the best before and vested Canada too to reach top 8. But with Spain this time make it to top 6, it will be Japan, the test they have to succeed through in order to get there. But for now, that's all for Canada. They certainly did great. I'm a big fan of that team. Unfortunately, they couldn't best Spain. It's just too much.
Yeah, a step too far to overcome. Commiserations to them, did very well to capture the points that they did. Very contentious maps overall. But congratulations to Spain. As you said, a date with Japan later on this weekend to see who punches their ticket into the finals. Definitely do not want to miss that. But with that being said, that will do it for this match and this block in general. We'll be back at 5 UTC to kick off the second half of the semifinals weekend, and you definitely don't want to miss this one. It will be a winner's bracket matchup between South Korea and the United States.